Hello, everybody. You're welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in to our YouTube channel. You're welcome to School of Love. Now, School of Love is an initiative of the Gospel Preachers. The Gospel Preachers is a youth group of vibrant, energetic young people zealous for the Lord, preaching the gospel in various forms and building a worldwide family of music and arts. And School of Love is an initiative of this group. Now, School of Love seeks to discuss various love issues, especially for the youth, such that we can pick up nuggets for life, for marriage life in the future. Great. Now, today we have a very beautiful person in the studios with us to do the discussion. Yes, she is in the person of Mrs. Helena Ashite, the wife of Pastor Michael Ashite, the youth pastor for Unbeatable Generation Chapel, located at Tema Newtown. Mommy, you're welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, dear.
Great. Okay, so before we move to our discussions, we'd like to watch a music video titled Unconditional Love. This is a music produced by GP5, that is Gospel Preachers 5, and it's all about love. I mean, there's no better way to start the show than with such a song. So let's take a quick look at the video. Please stick and stay. We'll be right back.
You don't know ragamuffin really boss man, space man, GP factor the building up. We have to talk about the love of
Unconditional love. Unconditional love. You've shown me. When I was lost, you found me. What an amazing love I see. Jesus Christ, your love is so real. Your love is amazing. Your love is attractive. It makes my heart go ting-a-ling-a-ling. Your love is amazing. Your love is attractive. It makes my heart go ting-a-ling-a-ling. Your love is amazing. Your love is attractive. It makes my heart go ting-a-ling-a-ling. Your love is amazing. Your love is attractive. It makes my heart go ting-a-ling-a-ling. The love of Christ, and ya kitty kitty, a deep fat, obolo biggie biggie. At a woman who feely, and ya fake share, na ye feely. Need don't know nyai mo. Senya etisana etie. They don't know how to each and every day, my many. Your love is amazing. Your love is attractive. It makes my heart go ting-a-ling-a-ling. Your love is amazing, your love is attractive. It makes my heart go ting-a-ling-a-ling. Your love is amazing, your love is attractive. It makes my heart go ting-a-ling-a-ling. Your love is amazing, your love is attractive. It makes my heart go ting-a-ling-a-ling.
Me say, unconditional, me sense I love me say. Jesus Christ love keep record no wrong. Father God love is the best, is the best ever love you can find. His love is so sweet and his love is so nice. His love is better than the love of men. Boyfriend me love, me say girlfriend me love. But enough of them can never die for you. What manner of love Father bestow upon us? The someone like me am a son of God. Me used to be in darkness, my friend bring me to the light. Once I was blind, but now I see. Yeah.
Your love is amazing, your love is attractive. It makes my heart go ting-a-ling-a-ling. Your love is amazing, your love is attractive. It makes my heart go ting-a-ling-a-ling. Your love is amazing, your love is attractive. It makes my heart go ting-a-ling-a-ling. Your love is amazing, your love is attractive. It makes my heart go ting-a-ling-a-ling.
You're welcome back. I believe you enjoyed the video. Now, my name is Lavia Amasam, and I'll be your host for today. Today, we're talking about a very interesting topic. We're talking about choosing a life partner. Yes, choosing a life partner. I mean, this is something that has been baffling a lot of people. And I believe by the time we are done with this interview, so many questions of ours will be answered. So please do stick and stay. Now, before we go on, I'd like to remind us that this program is brought to us kind courtesy Gibson Multimedia. Yes, they are sponsoring us. And also Princess is responsible for our makeup. You can locate her at Tema Newtown, and her number is 0547 317335. 0547 317335. Okay, so we are moving on straight up for the talk. Mommy, once again, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, please tell us about yourself. Who is Mrs. Helena Ashite?
Okay, I'm a mother of two, an entrepreneur. I'm Lady Mrs. Helena Ashite from Unbeatable Generation Chapel, Full Gospel Church International, Tema Branch. I am the founder of Guts and Glory Ladies Network and the CEO of Helix Sukui. And that's basically about me.
That's a lot of things for one person to be doing. Okay, so mommy, my very first question. I remember back in school, I would have this argument with my roommates. Nobody wanted to be married to a pastor for whatever reasons. They think it's so much work
It's interesting.
to be a pastor's wife. But I found it very glamorous. Everybody would be calling you mommy, mommy. But they were talking about so many bad sides. So tell us, how was it like being married to a man of God?
Okay, it is an interesting question. It is glamorous, but it comes with a lot of responsibilities and sacrifices. So to be an osofomame, as we know, or pastor's wife, is work. It's a ministry on its own. The pastor has his own ministry, and you, the wife, have your own ministry, and it's not a child's play. It comes with a lot of responsibilities, and the luxury is also attached to it sometimes. So
Yeah, I think I really want to marry a pastor. I mean, so if you're a pastor watching, you can link up after the show, right? Okay, so mommy, now to a question. We are talking about choosing a life partner. Now, you have been married for a number of years. You have two handsome boys. Who or what is a life partner?
okay, a life partner is it's a companion. It's a companion or someone you trust enough to share your life with. It's someone you trust enough to share your life with. That is, as long as you are on this planet Earth. It can be a male or a female, but a partner or a life partner is anybody or anyone that you decide that I trust this person enough to share my life with the person, build my life with the person. So it doesn't matter. It shouldn't necessarily. There are types of life partners on different levels and phases of life. We have inspirational life partners. Our pastors are our life partners somehow because they have a certain level of control in our lives, you understand. And we have the romantic aspect too. So when you talk about a life partner, it cuts across all or many aspects of life. But when we narrow it down to the romantic bit, it is a person, male or female, that you think you trust enough to make a companion, partner with. It means that you are sharing every bit of your life with this person. Yeah.
Okay. Wow, no, that is deep.
Yeah.
That is very deep. Okay, so mommy, you mentioned that a life partner can be either male or female. So do both sexes have the right to choose? As a female, do I have the right to choose a life partner? As a male, does a male also have the right to choose a life partner? Or is one sex supposed to be reserved and wait to be chosen?
No, not at all. Everyone has the right to choose whoever he or she decides to spend the rest of their life with. You, the woman, have the choice, and the man has the choice also. So no one is waiting to be chosen. At the end of the day, if the guy comes or if the man comes, it is your choice also to say yes or no. And usually we, the ladies, we get presented with one or two proposals, and sometimes we contemplate on which one is best for us. So everyone has a choice when it comes to choosing a life partner. You don't wait to be chosen, you also have a choice.
Sure. Okay. I asked that because sometimes the female sex especially feel it's a privilege to be chosen. So mostly, for instance, if somebody is advancing in age and there's nobody coming, and then a guy just comes in, it feels like a blessing, a miracle falling from heaven. So pressure from family is like you don't even have the right to say yes or no. You just have to say yes and get married, because you have to get married at one point in your life. But you've made us know that you also have a say, a say in, because it is your life. Yes, thank you. Mommy, when is this choosing done? If I am to choose somebody, when is this choosing done? Do I meet a gentleman in town and say, okay, I think I like him, or probably a gentleman approaches and I think I like him, so right then I have chosen him, and then we start to date, and then hopefully we end up getting married? Or the choosing comes when I have a couple of male friends or a couple of male suitors, and then I choose one, we date, and during the dating I think I want to get married to him. I hope I'm clear.
Yeah, clear. We can't narrow ourselves to one scenario, because both scenarios can present itself in one's life. Some of us, we weighed our chances with this man, and we chose the one that we are comfortable with. Others did not get that opportunity. They just met and they made the choice and they are happy. So it depends on the scenario at hand. You shouldn't necessarily wait to have options to choose from. Do you understand? And if you have options, you shouldn't necessarily brush it off and wait to meet one person to work on. Whatever scenario that is presented to you, you make use of it. And the most important thing is the decision and the choice that you make. Do you understand me? If it so happens that you have options to choose from, you think about yourself first. I always believe in this, that once you are not married and you are single, you can be selfish. Seek your interests when making a choice, choosing a life partner, because once you get married, once you enter marriage, you shouldn't be selfish anymore. You seek the interests for the both of you. So when you are presented with a choice to make, your interest comes first. Your interest comes first. You have a choice. You don't wait to be chosen by anyone. At the end of the day, it is your happiness that matters in all this. It is your happiness that matters. Some time ago, some centuries past, our parents had the right somehow to choose people for us to get married. In their opinion, maybe they think they will be best for us. A percentage of it goes well, others crashes on the way. But now, in our dispensation, it barely happens. It is dependent on you, the individual. You know what you are comfortable with and what you are not comfortable with. You need to be selfish when making a choice. Seek your interests in the person you want to settle with, because once you settle with the person, that is it.
Wow. I like the selfish part. I'm really noting it. Okay, so mommy, what do you make of multiple dating if I say multiple dating more than one person at a time. Per my understanding of dating, it's a time to get to know each other some more. So I am thinking that there's nothing wrong if I want to get to know 5 guys at a time. But what do you make of that? Is it advisable? Is it the best?
As you are saying, it depends on one's definition of dating. To someone sitting somewhere, dating is living with the guy, cooking, washing for the guy, sleeping with the guy, and so on. That is not dating. Dating is, as you said, when you get to know yourselves more. So it depends on your maturity level and depends on how deep you understand things when it comes to dating. If it is just a process of you knowing each other and seeking your interest, looking out for your interest in the one you think you want to settle with, and I think you can have 2 or 3 and understudy them.
Okay.
Note that dating is not about sex. It is not about putting too much energy into the relationship. Dating is not a relationship. Let me say that. Dating is not a relationship. Dating is just a friendship that you get to talk with the person more, you get to ask questions, you get to do your findings about the person. Sex is out, cooking, washing for the person is out, sleeping over is out.
Right.
If all these things are inclusive, then it is not dating, it is marriage. Please, do you understand
Yes.
me? Yeah. So you can have options to choose from. You can know more than 2 people at a time. Yeah.
Right. I mean, wow. This is getting very exciting. I like the answers I'm getting so much. So, mommy, moving on. So what should inform one's choice? If I want to choose a guy, or I want to say yes to a guy, what are the qualities? What are the basic things that I just can't sidestep in making a choice?
All right. It is relative. It is very relative when it comes to that issue of making a choice. When it comes to who to settle down with or who to choose as a life partner, it is a choice. Our preferences are different as human beings. Everyone has their own preference, their priorities, what turns them on, what pulls them off. So my list may not be the same as yours. That is why I said in making a choice, be selfish. You being selfish is seeking your interest. What I want in a man, does he have all? Of course, people are not perfect, but to a certain degree, you see, will he be good enough for me? What can I change about him? What impact can I do in his life? Can I make in his life? Sorry, you seek out for all these things. Is he receptive? Can I? You know, you have your own preferences. Look out for all these things. Do you understand me? Yeah. So I think when it comes to this subject, it is very relative, but the most important thing to know is that this is the time where you seek your interest as an individual. Is this person correctable? Can I correct him? Will he accept corrections? Because we are humans. When finally you get married, please, surprises are part of marriages. It doesn't matter how long you date the person before settling down with the person. Once you get together with the person and you hit the marriage button, you will identify certain things. You ask yourself, oh wow, so this is you.
It's part of the package.
It's part of the package. So before you say yes or before you press the button, you should be sure that this person is amiable enough that I can make suggestions to. I'll be to me accepting. Do you get me?
Yes.
Yeah, so please, it is relative, but at this point, it comes with a lot of work to do as an individual.
Okay, so mommy, so at what point does love come in? From what you said earlier, dating is the chance to get to know somebody some more. Okay, but I mean, now people claim they are head over heels in love with somebody and they want to be with that person. So, is that love, or is that them identifying certain qualities in the person that they don't want to let go? Or at what point does love come into the whole scenario?
This love word, we this generation, I think we are overusing the word love, because we call things that are not love, and what we are supposed to call love, we don't even know what to call it. In my opinion, you can't call someone you are dating your love. No.
Okay, I hope you heard that. Noted.
Someone you are getting to know and you claim you love the person, you don't know the person already. So the only time you can tell someone I love you is when you know you've lived with the person over the time. You know the person's flaw, you know their weaknesses, you know the ugly, you know the beautiful, you know the worst part of the person, you know the whole package, yet you think you are cool to be with. Until then, you can't say I love you, because people go and say I do, and they get home and they are like, wow, was I sure of what I said? So the only time you can say I love you is when you are married to the person. Over some time, you've been through the thick and the thin together, you've cried together, you've had your fair share of the desperation in marriage, and you know that upon everything, I love you. But you can't call someone you are dating your love. No. Love is too big, and it is too premature to say I love you when dating.
Hey, then we are correcting ourselves. Myself, I like saying too many I love yous. Okay, so mommy, moving on. I want to talk about the matter of ethnicity. You mentioned earlier that previously parents would choose spouses for their children. Yes, and even till now, I've seen some situations like that where parents are against a couple being together because this one is from that tribe and we don't flow with that tribe and all that. So, do you think it is relevant? It is something to take into consideration when you want to choose somebody. Is the person's ethnicity something you should consider?
In this case, I will talk as a Christian.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Jesus said, whosoever. Salvation is for everybody. Everybody deserves the best. We are Christians, so I'm talking in that respect. I'm talking in that light. Discrimination has no place in marriage and love. Okay, so ethnicity doesn't matter. Once you think the person has what you are looking for in a life partner, and you are convinced that you can go on the journey of marriage with the person, where they come from doesn't matter. Where they come from doesn't matter at all. Especially we as Christians, we are not supposed to let that be a barrier for us. Yeah.
Okay. And mommy, what about others? I mean, must you necessarily take into consideration what others are saying about the person you've chosen? For instance, I choose somebody and my mom or my dad is saying, oh, I don't like him, probably for so many reasons. Is it incumbent that I pay attention to what any other person is saying about whom I have chosen?
In this case, any other person is too elaborate. Who are these people we are talking about? If they are your parents, if it's your mother or your father that is saying that, no, I'm not comfortable with this person, you take time and listen to them. Listen to what they have to say, what is influencing that decision they are making. Listen to them. They are your parents. Hear them out. Perhaps they may be pulling you from something. So please get time. If they are your parents that are saying that they are not comfortable with whoever you are choosing or the choice you are making, make time and listen to them, hear them out. Maybe they may have genuine reasons, but in this case, if a friend's exes and said no, I don't think you should let it tie you down.
Okay, so mommy, this question is very dear to me. I want to know, as a pastor's wife, as a woman of God yourself, what do you make of prophesied marriages? If I say prophesied marriages, I mean probably a man of God, spots a gentleman and a lady in a congregation and says, oh, I see you two together getting married, and then they are sort of tied by the word of the man of God. What do you make of that?
Interesting. Prophecy in itself is some way you need to understand the prophetic very well to be able to deal with issues of this kind. The prophecy has come, and once a prophecy is made, the next thing is work. You have to work the process into bringing the prophecy to manifestation. It has happened in my life as a person. A man of God called myself and another guy, not my husband, and prophesied that I see you two together. It's a glorious union. Come and let me pray. We knelt. He blessed us. So,
did you know the person already?
Yes, I knew the person already. We were in the same fellowship actually. So I said, okay, if this is what has happened, then let's start the process. Let's know each other. Please, if such a situation presents itself in your life, it doesn't automatically make you a wife to the person. No, and it doesn't make you a husband to the person. It's the beginning of a process. Okay, you start to know each other, start the courtship, date the person into courtship, and see if along the line you notice that no, this person is not someone that I can spend the rest of my life with. You can always go back to God in prayer. That was my case. We started knowing each other, but at a point I realized that no, I can't be here. This is not my place. First of all, if I'm here, I would have to forgo my calling as a person, and no, I can't be tied down like this, and I can't trust you with myself, my life. I went back to God in prayer. I told God that, God, I know your plans are the best for me, but in my opinion, I think this is not it. Do what only you can do in this matter. And it turned out that it's ended. We ended it, and now I'm happily married to my husband. So the beginning of the prophecy, or the prophecy itself, is a starting point. It is not the end of the matter. You work the prophecy into existence, into manifestation. So the fact that the prophecy has come, that you two can be together, does not mean that you are together already. It starts if the both of you agree. What if the prophecy came and you are already planning a marriage with another person? Does that mean that you should go and break that one and come and start this one? No. Get to know yourself, know the person. It doesn't mean that you should marry the person at all costs, even if you know the person is going to harm you. Yeah.
Great. Okay, mommy. So at what point must a person make a choice? Must you be of a certain age, or must you have a certain amount in your account somewhere for you to know that, okay, I think I am ready to choose somebody to settle with? Is there any criteria for a person to fulfill personally before they go ahead to choose another person?
That is also relative, because some of us, as humans, we all have our priorities, and someone's priority might be marriage, the other person's might differ. Do you get me? Yeah, so it depends on you, the individual. What are your priorities? If your priority is marriage, go for it. Afterwards, you can pursue other things. If you also think that you need to pursue others to feel a bit fulfilled as a person before you hit the marriage button, it's also allowed. So it is dependent on the individual. Age should not pressurize you into doing what you are not ready to do. So it depends on your priorities as an individual. If marriage is very important to you, that you think you should get it before you get other things, it is your decision. And if you think like me, you think that no, I have to get this and this and that before I hit the button, it's also dependent on you, the individual. But be careful that you are not pressurized into making any decision when it comes to marriage, because at the end of the day, you are going to be in it. If your mom or your dad or any person, your friend, whosoever, pressurizes you into marriage or into any relationship, remember that they are pushing you into it. They will not be in there with you. Do you understand? So try as much as possible to make it your choice. Even if people's opinion will matter, it shouldn't take a larger percentage of that decision. Let it be your choice. Be sure you are convinced, you are happy with the choice you have made. Sure. So it's a matter of choice. Your priority is what counts.
Okay, I think we are getting to the end of this interview. I'm enjoying this so much. But okay, mommy, let's talk about this too. I've heard it severally that you should marry your friend. You should marry somebody you can play with, you can communicate with. Okay, so what if, is it necessary that one marries his or her friend, or can you build the friendship after marriage?
Both are right. You can marry your friend and you can build friendship after marriage. It can both work. It is not necessarily compulsory that you marry someone you know over the years. People change. People can pretend for a very long time. So you can marry someone you are not too familiar with and get to know the person and get to create friendship with the person. But be sure you are convinced that you want to be with this person and you are happy about the whole thing. Your happiness is what matters. Okay.
Right. Wow. I think it's been such an awesome time. I've learned so much, and as I mentioned earlier, that this is actually nuggets for life. I mean, as youth, as young people coming up, we need to hear talks like these to inform various decisions that we might take in the future. Okay, mommy, so tell us, you mentioned that you were prophesied to with another person who is not your husband currently. So how did you break off from that, and how did you become convinced about your current husband now? What made you go in for him? And I mean, regardless of the prophecy and all of that.
Okay, so when the prophecy came, I chose to give it a try. So we started a friendship. We started from knowing each other. We started from dating, and that was when I was looking out for my interests. Because the fact that the prophecy had come doesn't mean that I should overlook every other thing. So I was still looking out for my interest in this person. Is he sociable? Is he humble? Is he that? Is he this? I was looking out for all those things. But at a point I realized that no, this guy can't be my husband. Like, I am not comfortable with this guy. I'm not happy around him. I don't see myself settling down with him. So I went back to God in prayer. I told God that, God, this is a prophecy, and I gave it a try. But as at now, I'm not comfortable with it. So I'm breaking out, and let your will be done. So I prayed. I tried. I gave it a lot of chances. I gave it a lot of tries, but I wouldn't spend all my life trying to make something work. So it got to a point and I had to say goodbye. So we just broke up and we went our separate ways. Another most important thing I did was that I took time to heal. Like, I wouldn't say heal, rewind from all those drama, all those, a whole lot. So I took time to heal.
Okay.
I was very okay, calm, content. I wasn't rushing into another relationship in a hurry. I took time to work on myself as an individual, and I wasn't desperate to enter anything. I waited till the next one came, as in my husband came, and I was ready to start the whole process again. Usually we make this mistake because you've been in a relationship after the other. Usually we start off from where we ended the previous one. It is a mistake most of us make as young people. We start off from where so if you don't take care, you will carry the previous baggage into the new relationship, and it is very toxic. So I took time to heal, and I was happy as a single person before my husband came, and I started the process all over again from stage one. We were friends, we got to know each other one at a time. So I was convinced. I was still looking out for my interests. You understand? So till I was convinced that I can manage all your weaknesses. I can harness, I can nurture your ego. I will be happy with you despite all these weaknesses that I'm seeing. I can manage it, and I can I can fuel your strength and make you a better person. So when it got to that point, I knew that I'm ready to tie with this person. Please, don't ever make the mistake of settling down or saying I do with someone that you know you are not happy with. You know you are not happy with this person and you are not comfortable with this person. You wake up every morning and see the same face for the rest of your life. You are going to live for 70 years. That will be your case for 70 years. At least, the least you can do for yourself as a person is to take yourself to a happy place. Take yourself to a happy place. So please take time before you say I do. Make sure your heart is there. You are happy with the person. Let it be that when you see the person, you are suddenly enthused to do something new.
Wow, I like that.
Okay, if the person is not able to trigger or switch any energy in you when you see the person, do a rethink, because you will see this same face for as long as you live. So make sure that this face is able to trigger certain things in you, certain energies in you. Okay, so it is a whole lot of work from the time of dating to courtship to marriage. It's a journey. It is hard work. This is the period where you put every fantasy aside. The mistake that we are doing now is that at this time we enjoy the fantasies of it. The outings, some have sex, sleeping overs,
Taking pictures.
love works, photo shoots,
Yeah.
and others. We overlook the very important things that we ought to do before we enter marriage. Do you understand? We refuse to seek our interests. We refuse to better ourselves in the process. We carry every baggage into the marriage. Please, you work before the marriage. You don't go into the marriage to work. You do all the dirty job when you are dating or when you are courting before you go and say I do. You don't carry all the baggage into the marriage to go and work on. It may not work. It may not work. So please and please and please again, courtship, dating, choosing is work. It's work accompanied with prayer.
Okay, so all too soon we've come to the end of our interview session with Mrs. Helena Ashitey. I mean, it's been very eye-opening, it's been informing, it's been educative, and I believe we've made so much notes that are going to inform our decisions in life. But mommy, before we go, we'd like to hear your very final words, your words of admonishment, your advice to the young people, males and females out there. What do you have to tell them?
My final words would be that choosing a life partner is not something that should be taken lightly. A lot of work goes into it. You have to be responsible enough to go through the process one at a time. If you want the end, like the marriage, to be beautiful and glorious enough, then you have to do a good job in the process, because the end usually justifies the means. If you don't get the means right, the end is not going to be glorious for you. So the process of dating, courting, before saying I do, I'm repeating again, this is the period of work on your part as an individual. Before you go and say I do, work the process out. Put aside the fantasies, save it for after marriage, like save it for when you are married, and use that process of dating and courting to work on each other as individuals and work on yourself as a person. Make sure you've become a better version of yourself before you go and say I do. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, mommy. It's been an honor hosting you. You're coming for my wedding, definitely. Yes, I'm really taking decisions with all the submissions you've made, and thank you so much. God bless you for your time. I mean, you're a mother, you're a wife. You've left so many things to make time for this interview. God richly bless you. Yes. So my host for today has been Mrs. Helena Ashitey, the wife of Pastor Michael Ashitey, the pastor for the Unbeatable Generation Chapel, Newtown. He's the youth pastor for Full Gospel Church International. Yes. And before we go, as I mentioned in the introduction, this is School of Love, and it's brought to you courtesy the Gospel Preachers. Now you can get interactive with the Gospel Preachers on IG, on Instagram. You can locate us at Gospel_Preachers 5000. On Facebook is at Gospel Preachers. The Gospel is GSPL, Gospel Preachers, and you can email gospelpreachers5000@gmail.com. And if you want to get interactive on WhatsApp or via phone calls, you can call 0540 195594, 0540 195594. And this program has been sponsored by Gitson's Multimedia. Princess is responsible for our makeup. We are glowing. Yes, and you can call Princess on 0547 317335. She's also located at Tema, Newtown. I have been your host. My name is Lavia Amasam, and I hope to come your way again. Shout outs to my producer, Jonathan, the camera guys, they're amazing. Thank you so much, guys, for making this possible. So until we come your way again next time, stay safe, pray more, eat healthy, and be wise. Choose wisely. God bless you. Bye bye.